Hello everybody. We got Instagram over here, Spray Tan Class Instagram, and we also have Beauty Business Babes Facebook group over here. If you guys are not in the Beauty Business Babes Facebook group, go ahead and head on over to Facebook and search Beauty Business Babes. You'll be able to see all of the good stuff that's happening with almost 10,000 women from all around the world in the beauty industry in that specific group. All right, so I wanted to get on live and answer a question that I keep on getting, and I think it's a very valid question, but I wanted to make sure that I was able to articulate this as best as possible because I really want to go into detail with it. So the question that I keep on getting is Obsidian different than X-Tan Bronzite? The new solution that we just launched this last month, and we've had such great feedback so far, so I'm so excited that you guys love it. I wanted to start off by saying that those are two different types of solution lines. So just like you have other brands like Jolie or Norvell or Perfect Glow, how they have different types of solution and different lines of solution, this is also a different type of line of solution. So when I think about Obsidian and when I think about Bronzite, they're two completely separate lines, okay? So we have Obsidian here and then we have Bronzite right here. So let me go over the differences between Obsidian and Bronzite for you guys so you guys can make the best decision for your business as far as what you want to bring into your business. Now, Obsidian Dark was the first solution that I ever came out with, and it's been my pride and joy, and a lot of you guys really love this solution. So I am keeping this solution as a part of our X-Tan brand. So Obsidian Dark Rapid is still going to be existing. I'm getting that question a lot too. But Obsidian Light and Medium is not going to exist any longer. So that is being retired and actually being replaced with Bronzite Light and Bronzite Medium that we have now. The reason for this is because Bronzite Light and Medium really didn't sell as much as I would like it to sell, and it really was such a vast difference between that and how much Obsidian Dark was sold. So I know that the numbers are real and that they tell me a story, and the story is that Obsidian Dark Rapid is something that you guys absolutely love. So I want to keep that on for you guys, and I want to make sure that we continue to have that. So Bronzite is the new line that we have, and this is something that we just recently launched about a month ago, and we've sent out the first pre-order batch this last week, and we've already had such great feedback on it. So basically the way that I look at it is Obsidian is a one type of solution, kind of fits all, right? So you have this one Obsidian Dark Rapid that would allow you to create a light, medium, dark tan, and you can also use it as a rapid tan. So it is an 8-hour solution if you want to create a really dark tan for your clients. However, if you don't want to have a really dark tan for your client, then you can adjust the timeline of which when they shower. So if they showered at 2 hours, it would be a lighter tan. 4 hours would be like a light medium tan, 6 hours would be dark tan, and 8 hours would be really dark, okay? And this is for Obsidian Dark Rapid. This is a red-based solution, so again, you can use it as a rapid and an 8-hour solution depending on what you want your outcome to be for the actual tan itself. So moving on over to Bronzite. I want to do an actual training presentation so you guys can actually see this, because I know a lot of you guys are visual learners, so I want to show you guys how this looks as well. But the reason why I created Bronzite was because I felt like not everybody loved the red-based solution in Obsidian. So what I wanted to do was create something where you could actually become the chemist. And when I say this, it's because you can really customize this solution to create whatever type of base that you want. Now for Bronzite, we have a light, medium, and a dark option. We have the light as a 6% DHA, the medium as a 9% DHA, and then the dark as a 12% DHA. This is all of these products right now for Bronzite are an 8-hour solution only. They are not considered a rapid solution. This is a brown neutral base type of solution. So if you use it by itself, you will get a brown base, okay? Now, the reason why I did this was because the thought process was to have additives that you can put into the solution so you can create whatever base that you guys want. So if you want a green base, a red base or a violet base solution, you would just add these additives in there, and you can also mix and match the drops and stuff like that, but I'm not really going to get into that because that is just some other level of talking that I don't want to get into right now. So just to keep things very basic, you can use the Bronzite as a standalone product, or you can also change the bases by including the droppers that are an additional like additive that you can add into this solution. All of these solutions are 8-hour. It's a neutral base to start off with. Unless you add the additives in there, then you can create, like I said, the different bases. So this is a really, really customizable solution. So if you're one of those artists that love customization and you really want to give each and every client a different experience, then you're going to want to go with Bronzite because you'll be able to do that for your client. I would say that because this is more of a neutral base solution and a brown base solution to start off with, this is probably going to be a preferred solution over Obsidian because Obsidian has that red base onto it. And that's probably like more common complaints that we get with Obsidian Dark and Rapid. While a lot of people love it, that red base sometimes is a little too red. So in order to kind of combat that, you know, we have Bronzite now that will be able to really allow you to create whatever base experience that you would like for your clients. I want to let you guys know that I love these solutions equally. I took a lot of time with Bronzite to really perfect this solution for you guys. So I'm really, really proud of it. And I know that you guys are going to love it because there's really not any other system like this that I've seen out there anyway. So a couple of things that both solutions have, Obsidian and Bronzite, that I wanted to make sure that we stayed consistent with is the longevity of the actual tan itself, how evenly it fades on the client, that it is quick dry, so it's not going to be as tacky or sticky as other solutions, quality ingredients, and no smell. Also with Bronzite, like I said earlier, I think that a lot of you guys are probably going to prefer the bronzer color in that solution because again, it is a neutral color, so it is good for all types of skin types and tones. So if you guys have any other specific questions, please let me know. But I think that is a pretty good starting point for covering exactly like what the differences are between the two. If there is something specific that you want me to answer, feel free to DM me. You guys can PM me, DM me, whatever, on Facebook or Instagram, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have. But as of right now, we do have Bronzite for sale. We have all of the products here at our warehouse, so I'm happy to send those to you ASAP so you guys can get your hands on them and start testing it out on clients. My recommendation for you guys is when you guys are testing this stuff out, test it on different types of skin tones. So get somebody who is, you know, more fair naturally, get somebody who's a little bit darker naturally, and play around with the different colors and different skin tones because it's really going to give you the best idea of what this is going to do for your clients, no matter what type of skin they naturally have. And another thing that I would say is make sure that you guys are using people to model for you that have a little bit of experience spray tanning, because if not, I feel like people who don't understand the process of spray tanning may mess it up or may look for things that are kind of common, you know, like just like the smudging of the bronzer during the developing process, whatever the case may be, right? So I always like to get people who are really familiar with the spray tanning process so that way I get the best feedback possible. What would you get for the first time to use universally? So if I were to choose something that would be universal for everybody, I would say the Bronzite 9% would be what I would choose, and not having any additives with it, because I feel like while all of these are universal kinds of colors for most people, there's not going to be one specific spray tanning solution that's going to be for 100% of your people. But if I were to play it safe, I would say Bronzite medium, because most people like medium, right? So 9%, and it's a neutral brown base, so that's gonna basically be good for all of your clientele. Alicia asks, how dark will Bronzite Dark get in comparison to Obsidian? So this is a question that I get a lot too. It's a 2% difference between Bronzite Dark, which is a 12%, and then the Obsidian Dark, which is a 14%. I will say that I have used the Bronzite Dark and I don't notice too much of a difference. I'm going to be transparent here. I use two different chemists for Obsidian and for Bronzite, right? So it is my belief that it is created differently, obviously, because there are two different types of chemists. So when I was doing the comparison, I really didn't see too much of a difference between Bronzite 12% and the Obsidian Dark in terms of the depth of color when left on for 8 hours. I hope that helps. Another question that I had from Simona was, can I mix the Bronzite with Obsidian? I would be cautious of doing this. And the reason why is because Obsidian Dark is already really dark. So if you were to do this, the way that I personally would do this is I would use a 6% of Bronzite mixed in with the Obsidian Dark left on for 8 hours. If you're trying to produce like a medium to dark tan, I would be a little bit scared to use the 12% Bronzite with the Obsidian Dark because you don't want to pull orange. And the way that you pull orange is by too high of a percentage of DHA onto somebody's skin. So that would be my concern. If you are like somebody who loves to try things, go for it. Do a patch test on yourself, spray tan one of your legs. I don't know, do whatever you got to do. I would love to hear your feedback, but that's not something I want to promote. I want to make sure that you guys are using this in a way that your clients are going to absolutely love. So of course, get creative with it, mix and match and do whatever you got to do or want to do. But all in all, I think you have everything that you need with these 4 different types of solution: Bronzite 6%, Bronzite 9%, Bronzite 12%, and Obsidian Dark Rapid. And also these additives. You have everything that you need right there in order to create literally whatever tan that you want, right? So I hope that helps. Kim asked, would Obsidian Light Medium be closer to Bronzite Light or Medium? I would say the medium. So if you guys are previous users of Obsidian Light Medium, what would you exchange that out with? I would go with Bronzite Medium. And if you guys are trying to produce a light tan though, then I would just get the Bronzite Light because that's what it's there for. You can always adjust the amount of spray that you use for your clients to create a lighter and darker tan with any type of solution. I don't know if you guys know that, but literally with any type of solution that's out there, whether it's a light, medium, or dark, the more saturated your client is with that particular solution, whatever solution you choose, doesn't matter if it's mine or somebody else's, the darker you saturate your client, the darker they're going to be. The lighter you saturate that client with the same exact solution, the lighter they're going to be. So I don't want to confuse anybody, so I hate talking about this sometimes because I know some people are like, what the hell is she talking about? But essentially, that's one of the things that creates a lighter or darker tan. It's DHA percentage, it's the saturation of the solution itself, and it's also the time in which your client showers. Kim, to answer your question, I would just go with a medium, but also the light's there for people who want to be light. That's why it was created. So I hope that helps. I'm so glad that you guys are loving this solution, by the way. It really makes me happy. Thank you so much, Jordan. She says, congratulations on the engagement. I don't think I even said anything on these pages. I think on the Beauty Business Babes I did, but I'm engaged. So fun. If someone with very fair skin who burns but wants to be super dark, could they use the darkest shade or stay with the light shade? Okay. So if somebody is a skin type 1 or 2, what I do is if I have not worked with them like at all ever, I would go lighter than their request, because the last thing you want to do is go really dark on somebody who's fair skin who has the potential to pull orange pretty easily, because if they look ridiculous, they're never going to come back to you, right? So I would do the best that I could in order to get them to a point where they look darker than they do, obviously, but not to the point where it's like excessive or they have the possibility of pulling orange. So when somebody comes up to me, they're skin type 1, the darkest I will go that initial appointment is medium. From there, I will always notate in the account what we did, how many coats we did when we advise them to shower or rinse off. And then when they come back, I will ask them like, how was your tan? Do you want to go lighter, darker? Do you want to stay the same? And from there, we can ease our way up, right? So if we did, say, for example, 9% the first time on somebody who is a skin type 1 or 2, then we can bump it up like 1 or 2 percentages. And then we can see, how did that go for them? Did that pull orange? Was that too dark? Was it, weird, whatever? Did it fade, off weird? Because all of those things are problems that we have when we go too dark on somebody who's extremely fair. So My advice to you would be, if they want to be really dark, just start off with the medium and then work your way up. Is a light a 6%? Yep, it is a 6%, and then a 9% for the medium and a 12% for the dark, and then we have Obsidian at 14%. Hey Kelly, so what would you recommend, Bronzite or Obsidian for super dark? So my go-to is going to be Obsidian still for a really dark tan, because it really does a great job at being pretty universal for all skin types to get a really nice natural dark color. And also it's a 14%, right? So if I'm trying to get the darkest possible color for somebody, that is the solution that I am going to choose. But you can also try the Bronzite 12% and see how that works for you guys. Will you have an option for a clear one day? I know some clients prefer no bronzer. You know, I keep on getting this question, and I've tested the clear and I just haven't found, we haven't got it to a point where I'm just like, yes, this is it. The only products that I ever want to put out there are products that I'm obsessed with. And if that means taking a little bit longer to create that product, I'm okay with that. So we're in the process of still doing that, and it's going to take a little bit of time, but soon we will have something that I'm sure I will absolutely love and say yes to. With the additives, is there a certain amount of drops? So 1 to 2 full droppers if you're trying to add any type of base color, and it says it on the actual bottle itself, and I think it also says it on the website too. But yeah, it would be 1 to 2 full droppers. Now if you're gonna mix and match, say for example you want to do like the green and the red or something like that together, I would just do 1 full dropper of each. But if you're going to stick with one additive, say for example adding just red, you can do 1 to 2 full droppers. I just usually just do 1, to be honest, because that's what I feel like is all you need. So I hope that helps. Is the Bronzite solution similar to Obsidian in the thickness of the solution, meaning argon controls? Yes, that is such a great question, Alicia. Thank you so much for asking. So one of the problems or complaints that I received about Obsidian Dark was that it is thick. I made sure that this solution wasn't going to be as thick. The Bronzite 6, 9, and 12% are not as thick as the Obsidian Dark Rapid. I don't know what other solutions you use, but comparatively speaking, I would say it's pretty average in terms of the viscosity of that particular line of solution. So all Bronzite, I don't think you guys are going to experience the fact that it is a little bit thicker. Some people love that too, because they feel like they just need one nice coat on somebody and it just works so well. But I also know that with Bronzite, I'm able to get away with just doing 1 coat and it being fine. So to answer your question, yes, it's a little bit different than Obsidian's viscosity. It is thinner in the thickness of the solution. So I hope that makes sense. All right, guys, so I am gonna let you guys go, and I'm trying to think if I have any other announcements before I let you guys go. I think the only thing is that we are more than halfway sold out at Slay the Spray. That is so exciting. This is probably the fastest selling tickets out of all the Slay the Sprays that I've ever done. I don't know if that's said correctly, but you know what I'm saying. And I'm really excited for that. And I'm trying to put together all of these like surprises and really, really cool things for you guys. The speakers that we have are incredible, and I'm really, really excited to see all of you guys there who have committed already to being there. So we do have payment plan options if you guys are interested in going. A question that I keep on getting is like, is this for experienced artists as well as new artists? And it is. So we are doing a deeper dive on some of the things that I feel like experienced artists need. So when it comes to like accounting, legalities, growing your team, things like this is really going to be one of the bigger focuses this year, because I feel like I really, really want to help those who have been in the game for 1 to 2 or 3 years, because a lot of the times these events are catered for beginners. So while beginners are going to have a wealth of knowledge if they come to this event, I think also veterans and experienced artists are going to get a lot out of this event as well. So I hope that helps you guys. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Love you guys, long time. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys soon.